Well, folks, Coinbase basically just doubled its valuation right before going public. Yes, Coinbase just released Q1 2021 earnings, or at least a current report, which gives us just a little overview, a little sample of what the earnings were, because they're not technically a public company yet, though they will be going public on April 14th. Let's take a look, though, at what just happened at Coinbase, because when you think you want to invest in a company, and it basically just doubled, at least its earnings doubled, which implies its valuation is going to at least double, you kind of get a little nervous because it's like, darn, wish I was buying this earlier or had the chance to buy it earlier. Anyway, Coinbase, in case you don't know, is obviously a massive cryptocurrency play. It is an opportunity for people to buy and sell cryptocurrency. And folks, here are some of their numbers. So take a look at this, and this is what's pretty ridiculous. In fact, just to make this a little clearer, we're going to erase that and we will bring that right back. So take a look here. At the top in yellow, we have revenue in 2020 of $1.1 billion. Revenue of $1.1 billion. The company's not even public yet, and they got over $1 billion of revenues for the entire year of 2020. In 2019, they had $482 million of revenue. That means they more than doubled their revenue going from 2019 to 2020. And if we look at total revenue, that's true too when we include the other revenue here. Their net income was $322 million in 2020. This means when you look at companies like C3AI that aren't expected, and this is not a slam on C3, I'm just saying, when you look at companies like C3AI that when we project out to 2024 are still losing money, DocuSign is still losing money, and these companies are trading at massive valuations. And then you come over here to Coinbase and you're like, wow, okay, cool, yeah, Coinbase, great, yeah, $1 billion in revenue 2020, okay, but how much money are they making? $322 million? That's like somewhere around a 27% net profit margin. This is absolutely insane. This company is making money hand over fist. Hand over fist, look at that, $322 million, it's insane. But folks, what's really insane, like when I first started going through this, this is their second amendment here. This is sort of their S1, their filing to go public. And when I started going through this and I was looking at the different ways they make money, I got really excited. I'm like, wow, okay, they make a ton of freaking money. A lot of the money they make obviously comes from people buying and selling cryptocurrency. Seems like institutional investors follow the retail investors plowing into this. But we can really go into detail on the rest of their S1 later. Those are some other annotations I've made, and I'm still reading through the rest of their S1. But today, we have a pretty newsy day because we just got updated numbers for Q1. Now, that's important because, see, these numbers right here are for the year ended 2019 and 2020. But take a look what their estimate, or currently what they're expecting to show in their final report for their Q1 earnings. Ready for this? Watch this revenue. Now, keep in mind, this is $1.1 billion for the year. We would expect that their quarterly revenue might be like, what, $300 million? That would be growth, right? Let's say they were going to double the $1 billion and they'd get to like $2 billion in revenue for the year. Okay, maybe we'd get $500 million of revenue for Q1 because it's just 1/4 of the year, right? Okay, you ready for this? I'm gonna press undo, and when I press undo, it's gonna show you how much money they made in just the first quarter of 2021. Ready? Here we go. Boom. $1.8 billion in just the first quarter. If we annualize that, which you probably shouldn't do because the first quarter was really hot for crypto. If we annualize that, that would work out to $7.2 billion of total revenue if we annualize that just by multiplying by 4, which is almost 7x, more than 6x what they had in 2020. That's insane. That's not doubling. That's literally like 5 to 6 to 7xing. It's absolutely insane how much money this company is making. Now, they did disclose that even though their revenue is exploding by that amount, Their net income would be somewhere around, let's do the quick math here really quick. So 730 on the low side, $730 million. So we just go to a calculator, 730 divided by 1800. That's a margin, oh my gosh, it's getting better. That's margin of about 40.5% on the low end of what they're expecting. In fact, if we go over to the 8K here, we could see the range, 730 million to 800 million. Gee whiz. That means we could be at 40% margin, net margin, not gross margin, net, going to the bottom line, or potentially as much as 800 divided by 1800, 44% margin. This company is making an insane amount of money. I think this is going to rise the sea of really all crypto-related companies, like, for example, Voyager Digital. They're a very small version kind of Coinbase, except they also pay you interest on your cryptocurrency. You could sign up and try their account out if you want. Go to metkevin.com/Voyager. It's kind of like a BlockFi, metkevin.com/BlockFi, sorry, metkevin.com/BF to get up to $250 for free. Those are two competitors for purchasing cryptocurrency, but they offer you or a lot of interest on your deposits there. Coinbase is just starting to get into that. But anywho, they're making money hand over fist here. This is going to rise the sea level for all of these cryptocurrency companies. I think a danger is, though, extrapolating this for the year because we've just had cryptocurrency double in the last, well, certainly Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptocurrencies. We've had them double in the last 3 to 4 months here. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of trading volume. But I have to say, these numbers are insane. 40 to 44% margin, it's crazy. Now, they are planning on increasing their annual marketing expense. See, previously they were spending about $56 million on sales and marketing, which as a percentage of revenue, 56 divided by 1277, was really only about 4%. They're planning on basically 3 to 4xing how much money they spend on marketing. Because they're making so much money, they're like, hey, we may as well just funnel this money back into the business and try to advertise like crazy. So in other words, they're gonna try to keep this momentum going. This company is absolutely mind-blowing with how much money they make. This IPO is going to be explosive. So previously and privately, we know that this company was selling for roughly around $320 per share, which if we take a diluted earnings per share of 1.4, that prices this company at somewhere around 228 times 2020 revenues. But since Q1 is so explosive, with a net for the quarter of, say, $730 million. This is insane, which is more than double their previous EPS. I mean, their EPS is going to be more than, double here would be about 3. Their EPS is probably going to be more than about 325. That's just for the quarter. Their year's EPS will be a little different, but if we just took, for example, just the quarter and assumed that was the whole year, their value per share could go to somewhere at the same multiple, somewhere like $741 per share. So I wouldn't be surprised if this company, first of all, I expect it to skyrocket on direct listing day. But I mean, golly, with the price that we don't know yet what the share price is going to be, but with these earnings, they could justify a really fat price. I mean, even if we thought they were going to make $2 in the future, $2 per quarter, times 4 would be $8 for the year. $8, and then assume they got 150 times multiple because they're going to advertise like crazy or whatever, that makes this a $1,200 stock. That's crazy, but it's entirely possible. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if after they direct list, they end up doing a stock split, like a 10-1 stock split. That's what I would do. Get that share price from like $1,200 to $120, 10x the amount of shares outstanding. Right now, we've got around 91 million shares outstanding. So just 10x that from 91 million and go to, 910 million basically. And then that'll bring our share price down, but that'll also make it feel more affordable to folks. And we could see like a Tesla-style rally after a stock split, which we had when Tesla did their 5-to-1 split. So really, there's not a lot not to like at Coinbase. I think the biggest danger is extrapolating forward these insane Q1 numbers. This is absolutely mind-blowing, but you know, more and more we are seeing crypto adoption just go through the roof. It's really incredible. I mean, some of their user metrics too. They had 43 million verified users in Q4. Take a look at what their 8K says now. Their 8K shows they've gone up to 56 million, which if we jump over here, 56 million, that's almost like half more. Yeah, it is almost like half more. I mean, 56 million, that kind of feels like it belongs somewhere over here. 56 mil, like if I were to draw this like a horrible chart here, right? And maybe we make it blue kind of like theirs. There we go. There we go. See, we know what we're doing. There we go. Actually, it could potentially even be a little bit higher, like if we tried to draw this to scale. It's crazy. Like this balloon right here is, I don't think, sustainable. This, I think, is sustainable. And then they're gonna advertise from 4% to maybe 14 to 15% of their revenues. That'll be really, really interesting. We'll see. We shall see. But I'm very optimistic about the Coinbase IPO. I have to say I've been a little slow with putting together this, just sort of a deep dive on their S1 because it's hundreds of pages long. But make sure to subscribe for more Coinbase information because I'm going to be going through everything I can find on Coinbase because this is exciting to me. Part of me is worried like, okay, am I going to be investing in hype? Or am I just investing in a really profitable company that when that stock split comes in the future, it's just gonna be like tendies. Even if the stock split doesn't come, they're gonna start advertising it's gonna be tendies. We'll see. Anywho, these are just some initial thoughts, initial reactions. Very, very impressed so far with what I'm seeing from Coinbase, and I don't think anybody can't be impressed here. Anywho, thanks so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and folks, we'll see you in the next video.